Okay, just got back from The Lovely Bones. This movie, overall, is a very good movie. It's got a couple of missteps. I count 3 in total. One like midway through the movie, and 2 that really drag the ending down. Now, if you don't know the plot of the movie, essentially there's a girl named Susie Salmon. A lot of it's done with, there's a lot of her narration throughout like this whole movie. And she, typical high school girl in the late 70s. And she is captured and murdered. And you have a lot of her family trying to deal with it. And she kind of gets stuck between heaven and earth, like the weird in-between place. So she's trying to put pieces together as exactly what happened so she can move on, while her family's also trying to kind of move on. The killer slash, I guess you could also say molester too. They never actually show what he does to her. They just show like the aftermath and stuff like that. But he is shot in a way that makes him undeniably creepy and menacing. He has the 3 M's of a good killer. He's meticulous, methodical, and he's very menacing in the way he's shot this whole movie. He gives you that weird, creepy, man, you see that guy down the street? There's something wrong with him sort of vibe. The acting is very good. The little girl plays Susie Salmon, and you see her pretty much the whole movie. She does a very good job. You've got Marky Mark in here. He does a pretty good job too. He's dressed kind of like he was Dirk Diggler in Boogie Nights, but similar time frame. Rachel Weisz again does a very good job. Everyone plays their parts very well. The acting is good, very good musical score. There are a few spots, like I said, there are 3 in total that really drag it down. One is when she kind of realizes, she's kind of in this weird in-between kind of, your imagination can kind of control the area, so she kind of has fun with it for a while, and with her being a 14-year-old girl, she does 14-year-old girl things. It probably worked out better in the book than it actually did in the movie, because you go from this really serious, drama, lots of scenes of like there's manic depression and just really deep, all of a sudden kind of like a super girly moment. And it makes sense to kind of like, this movie's not going to be depressing for over 2 hours. There's like that sharp break where you get, some laughs in, and it's kind of a joke part, but it doesn't really fit the overall tone of the movie. And then it builds up really well, and you're like, alright, cool, here we're at the ending. And the ending kind of falls flat. Could I recommend people seeing this one in theaters? If the ending would have been better, this is a definite go see. Currently, I put this about a matinee. It's good, it's enjoyable, but once you invest 2 hours, this is like a 2 hour and 15 minute movie. You've invested 2 hours in the movie so far, and the last like 10 minutes just kind of really drag it down. And I enjoyed so much the movie, I keep on thinking about those 3 scenes. 2 end up being part of the ending that are just, they just really drain so much out of the movie, and how much, going forward, good, nice pacing, great speed, and then all of a sudden just kind of, just train wreck. It'd almost be like if you were writing a paper, and you had to stop on the 5th page. And page 1 was good, 2, 3, you really cook it on 4, and then you're like, which makes me think that the book probably read maybe like Lord of the Flies, where you had lots and lots of build-up, and then all of a sudden the ending just kind of like, and then this. Not really good in the way of closure. It doesn't really, it ties up loose ends, but it's kind of like watching a kid first tie their shoes. Yeah, the knot's there and it's a bow and it's done, but it can be done so much better. So, again, very good movie. Just has some huge missteps that really hurt it in the long run.